Coach, sitting out a couple games couldn't have been fun for a coach to sit here as long as you. What was that experience like?
Well, I mean, I was here through the whole thing. I mean, I basically just missed the 40 minutes of the game and was even, communicating at halftime and such. So, yeah, to be honest with you, moving forward, I'm glad. I think it was really good for Brian, B-Mike, and the whole staff. And I don't know. I mean, I think next year I might look at some exhibition stuff where we try to do that. I think it's great for their growth. And the counter was a little bit more nerve-wracking, but against Dixie. But again, I think it was healthy for everybody.
You're such a private person when it comes to your personal life. How difficult was this to go through something so public?
Hey, I mean, as I said before, incredibly remorseful that it happened. But it's been 10 weeks now, and we've, all of us, myself, family, players, coaches, school, fans, we've moved on, and turning it into a positive. And, now it's about getting ready for Texas, man. This is a formidable opponent that I can remember us bringing in here. I mean, these guys are old and experienced, and we're really, really good at their other school, and we're not old and we're not experienced, except for a couple guys, so it's going to be a huge test.
Coach, what did you see out of Brian and your team while you were away in those exhibition games in the game against Dixie?
Well, again, I was here the whole time, so I wasn't really away.
Sure.
So,
what did you make of how they did?
Well, they did great. I mean, are you talking the staff or the team, the
Both,
players?
yeah, both.
No, hey, look, we're very much a work in progress. I think last year we probably could have played an NCAA tournament game on November 1st. I felt like we were probably ready for that. And we played great at coming out of the gates against Kansas, if you remember. I think this year we're going to be on a real, it's going to be a journey of learning, and because we are. I think we got 6 new guys that we're counting on to play, and I don't think I've ever had that as long as I've been here. So it's making practices longer, and it's making for some bumpy times during games, but I think it'll put us on a growth plane too, I hope.
What does practice look like when you have such a new, young team that looks so much different than last year's roster, getting ready for this veteran team like you talked about? What does preparation for that look like?
Unfortunately, it looks like a lot of stops in practice, which I don't like. I like flow and playing, and it seems like we're stopping and correcting a lot. And I think I have to remind everybody, staff, myself, to even just let them flow and play through mistakes a little bit, because there's a lot of teaching going on, and the fear when you're doing that is then they just kind of paralysis by analysis, and you don't want that. I just want them to flow. So it's an awesome group, though, man. They're eager to learn. They're easy to coach, and they're getting better. Each of them are getting better in their own way.
Of all the things you didn't see in those exhibition games, I know you were watching, and even the first one was not seeing Joe's first games on the floor. Maybe the worst of it all.
You know what? I got to say, I was taken aback at how emotional Marcy was with that. I mean, to me, it was just, the guy coming in at the end of the game trying to get tacos or whatever. But that's the bad thing about being a coach, I guess. But when I saw and heard how moved Marcy was, it was pretty cool. Pretty cool. And he handled it great, and he's been doing a nice job in practice. It's been fun having him around, having both him and AJ. AJ's always helping on the side, so it's been kind of cool.
Did you see the crowd reaction when you came into the game?
Yeah. I heard it, and that was pretty special. So yeah, I mean, I guess it is bad I miss it, but I was able to experience it,
Obviously, you've been doing this for a while, but just what is it like coming back and having your first game be such a big game?
Yeah, I mean, it's just, I don't know, I don't know how many I've had now, 800 of these or 750 or something, so we've had so many of these big ones, it just feels like that, it's more about, oh my gosh, I got to get 6 of these newcomers ready for these grown men that are coming in here. I mean, that's been on my mind for quite some time, is just that aspect.
Can you talk about the support you've received from your players and the fans the last couple of months and what that's meant to you?
I mean, it's been awesome. I mean, they've reached out by, it feels like the millions or whatever, and not just locally, but all my coaching colleagues and stuff. It shows you what a great group of people I'm around and associated with, and that's been it's been great. I mean, not surprising, but great nonetheless.
Has it been fairly easy to tune out the people who have been more critical of the situation and the nature of the suspension or anything like that?
It's easy for me because I got no social media and I don't really watch news or sports or anything. I just kind of do my own deal. So hear about it once in a while from other people, but I'm not really dialed into that. So yeah, it's been pretty easy. And again, I've just been tried to use it as a kind of a huge jump-off point for positive action, and to positive change, and to make myself better, and then try to help as many other people as I can, so they don't have to go through it.
Imagine you weren't too worried about B-Mike taking the game range.
No, not at all. Listen, B-Mike is, you know that, Jim. I mean, he's really, really good, and that's why I think, when I took a step back, I think it's really important, and even moving forward, I think, to give each of these guys a chance to do that a little bit just for growth. I think I owe it to them because they're just like Tommy. I mean, Brian's is invested in every aspect of this program. Recruiting, game planning, scouting, everything, development. So it's good for them to get up and have to call the timeout. And heck, it was even good for B-Mike for the other team to make a little run at him there in the second half. Wasn't probably very comfortable, but it's good for him to feel that. That's no fun.
Coach, last year you guys were obviously they're perfect, but you talked about maybe a lack of rim protection on your team.
Yeah.
How nice is it to see the difference this year?
Yeah, it is. It's very different. I mean, I think we're different, Keith, on both ends there. Our perimeter defense is probably as good across all three spots as it's been as far as moving your feet and even creating turnovers. And then, the rim protection. We're not as big and old and bulky as 17, where that was incredible. But we're long and it's not just Chet now. I mean, Caden's going to be a force coming down the road, I think.
Yeah, a lot of big names come through, a lot of high-ranked teams come through,
Yeah.
especially where does Texas, by ranking, I think they're the top. Where do they stack up with Michigan State's and Notre Dame's and some of those others?
Yeah, I think they are at the top at this particular moment in time. It's not just the 7 transfers, I think it's 7 or whatever. It's the 2 returning guards they have that have been there forever. I was just going through their roster. They're all, seeing top 7 seems like they're seniors or 5th-year guys. But they were all league at other places. They were all league in the Big Ten. They were, in the Atlantic 10. They were in the Pac-12, Timmy Allen. So these aren't the type of guys that are going to get too nervous walking into here. So, like I said, they're grown men. And that's why I'm kind of looking forward to seeing how we handle that.
It wasn't really made clear in the statement. Were you suspended without pay for those games that you didn't coach for?
I'm not even getting into the whole personal thing. I'm kind of done with all that and just moving on. So I'm just gonna talk hoops from here on out. So.
What kind of reaction do you expect from the fans personally when you walk into the arena Saturday?
I don't know. I haven't really thought about it. Just trying to figure out how to battle Texas. This is fully on my mind. So, truly, I haven't really thought about it. So, and I kind of just get in the zone. I don't really notice stuff like that.
I just say you saw what Josh endured on the road.
Josh.
Perkins, Josh Heidfeld.
Oh,
Perk.
yeah.
You're going to probably hear some of that as well, wouldn't you?
Again, I'm the best. We have boosters that chide me for sitting right behind our bench and yelling at me, and I don't hear them at all during games. To me, it's more about getting out there and getting our guys to do the right thing. It kind of turns into a chess match at that point, just kind of dialing into what we're doing defensively, what we're doing offensively, and our substitutions and all that. I just kind of block everything else out. So but people are welcome to do whatever they need to do. Good by me.
Does it make it hard to prepare for this Texas team with all the transfers? And you mentioned them being a veteran team, but you probably have to watch Timmy Allen Utah film and Marcus Carr Minnesota film and all the individual tape from those guys.
Yeah, and then heck, Chris is at a different school now, right? So I mean, you look at what they were like at Texas Tech. Yeah, it's compiling a lot of data based on speculation too, right? Like we only got one real game of them, and that was Tuesday, just like us. Yeah. We good? All right.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, Perry. Yeah.